Hey everybody, it's Topher right here on Geek Public Radio. How are you doing? I am doing great. With me is
The coolest cat in the land, the the impeccable, the impressive, the almighty,
the
the
improbable.
all-knowing, the improbable, the genuine Ford parts wearing, chick staring. Wait, no, god dang it. Can we just start over? Can we take two on this, please? God. No.
You
Hi
sound like you're
everybody.
getting ready
Chris
to go
Chris.
into a wrestling promo.
I know, right? I was about to. Chick stealing, wheeling and dealing, high flying, son of a gun. Or something whatever Steve Harvey said. What's up, everybody? I'm Crazy Chris. That is Topher, the paranormal hobo, joining me. And we have a cool show for you guys today. So for everybody out there in Radio Land that is joining us, thank you guys very much and welcome. We've got some news about Elden Ring. Of course, that just dropped today. We have Chinese players and Blizzard doing some fun stuff. We got some Call of Duty Vanguard news. We have some other updates that we want to bring to you guys as well. But we're missing our awesome intro.
Yeah,
where's our
we
intro?
have EA updates.
We need our intro. We have proper introductions. So
right.
You're listening to the GPR podcast, where two old guys, talk about new games, movies, most things geeky, and generally be old in front of your eyes. Not cool. Now, here's Topher and Crazy Chris, being all old.
All right, sorry about that. That was my bad.
Being all old,
old. I think it's the way he says it. Like he's old. It's the what's the classic movie guy trope, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, how are you doing, Mr. Topher? How are you doing?
I'm not too bad. We had a little bit of excitement in town. This is like the third place that I've lived that the junkyard caught on fire.
Did it really catch on fire again? Okay, that's the second time that's happened. That one's caught on fire twice now.
Yeah, no, like it was literally caught on fire underneath the pile. So they had to pull everything out.
And iron fire ain't nothing to mess with.
No.
No, because it gets hot quick.
Well, and
aluminum,
so it burnt all day.
And aluminum you can't put out with water.
Yeah, it burnt all day. So it was interesting. I got to be quarantined into my house because of the I'm allergic to everything on the planet. So.
Right, I was gonna say, which is different than your normal. I have to be stationed out. This time
right.
You're being forced to, not of your own volition. You can blame your body. You couldn't do that this time. But yeah, so I've had a pretty interesting week. Shout out to everybody that's joining us. We appreciate you guys. Entertaining you with this live broadcast is what we set out to do. So hopefully you guys will stick around. Before we do, make sure you click that like button and then ring-a-lingy-dingy the belly button for us so that you can be notified every single time that we go live. So you never miss a thing, man.
One ring-a-dingy.
Yeah, that's right. One ringy-dingy equals one like. Or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for joining us. We always do appreciate that for all of you that have subscribed. Thank you. And if you're feeling particularly generous and you would like to support us in a more material way, we do have subscription services available on the website, geekpublicradio.com. Consider becoming a member. Once you do that, you'll get access to all the exclusive backstage things that we have to offer, behind the scenes bloopers, reels, videos, things that we can talk about off air that we can't really talk about on air. Trust me, those conversations get a little wild. There may or may not be footage of Topher running around out there in a fireman's outfit, completely topless. It's just definitely things that you don't want to miss. So if you guys are interested in any of that, go to geekpublicradio.com and consider becoming a member there. So shout out to all of you already who have done so. You guys are amazing, and we thank you very much. Before we go any further, I also wanted to take just a couple seconds and remember Mr. Robert Jordy. He passed this week. He was an old gaming friend, and a lot of our members are friends with him as well. So I just want to take a second just to honor his memory. Save us a seat at the gaming table, Rob. We'll all be up there soon. All right. So without further ado, let's just jump right into this. A lot of players out there in the gaming universe, a lot of our fellow geeks have discovered Bandai Namco's Elden Ring that has been developed in part by
Like I said,
Mr. George R.R. Martin.
They literally they've been promoting, like everybody's been on the seat. So like the news of it being like a monster, like subscription wise, is not surprising.
No, not even a little bit. Within a few hours, they had over 750,000 players, unique visitors, which for a brand new game, a new premise, a new IP, that's pretty awesome. But I think at the same time, too, you and I have talked about this. It shows the players' thirst for
something
IP.
different.
Right. You know, you can have Call of Duty games in Battlefield and all of those games come out and people will get excited for them because they're familiar formulas and people like that type of familiarity. There's a comfort in it. And of course, they're going to continue to play those things with their friends. Whereas something like Elden Ring, while in its conception, looks really pretty. George R.R. Martin had a lot to do with it. So, of course, he's going to bring to life some of the characters and concepts that he helped develop with Game of Thrones.
Right.
But this is definitely a video game, right? And so to have an experienced team from like Bandai Namco, the developers from Software Inc., okay, and that's a little bit different too. So to have something like that in place is definitely going to bring something to the table that's not been offered before. So think Lord of the Rings, but probably more gory and violent, right? Probably a little bit more nudity too, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. But of course, as is the case with any large scale venture, it has been plagued with nothing but problems since its inception, since its launch. Players have had noticeable lag times. They've had server issues. They've been disconnected. They've had player interactions that are unpleasant, which
that's
shock.
Right. I mean, that's literally going to happen anywhere. Like, are they new to playing online games?
Right.
But every single MMO has ever launched and launched to more people than they anticipated.
Yeah.
They all have those issues.
Of course.
It's always going to be, I had to wait an hour to get into the thing. My favorite thing is to watch Twitch streamers who think they're going to get in
right away.
And then like, boom, they get stuck trying to talk to everybody for an hour waiting on their spot in queue.
Never stream until you're loaded. Never stream until you're loaded. Or it's an old game and you know you're going to get right in.
Right. But no, I'm talking about like Asmongold and all of every like big people, especially when New World launched and it was forever for people to log in. I watched so many of those streams.
And that's the best part too as a player. You're loading and you're like, oh, I wonder if anybody else got in yet. Click. Nope. Click. Nope. Click.
Or you're running around playing and like all of the Twitch streamers are
right. And you're like, man, I could have
outside.
a total monopoly on my stream right now if I would just go live.
Right. Like, hey,
Jassel noticed that issue too. Like they've done a lot of server maintenance for New World since then. But yeah, when she first downloaded and started playing, she got right in immediately. Like she actually got in pretty quickly. But then when she tried to reload, it would take like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And she's like, I'm just going to move servers. And she joined the new one. And then the next day, an hour, 2 hours, she'd be like, God, this is so stupid. And it is to a point, but understandable at the same time. It's like, just turn it on, go watch a movie. It'll load.
Right.
You got stuff to do. You're fine. Here's what's funny to me about Elden Ring. And I'm sure a lot of people probably notice the same thing. I think it's a Metacritic score and it's the best game ever made. It's already the best game ever made according to reviews.
Yeah, no, I mean,
absolutely.
Well, I mean, I think wasn't Elden Ring was the one that had like like you can actually craft weapons. Or was that the?
No, I'm pretty sure that's Elden Ring.
I knew one of the ones that was coming. It was like Ashes of Creation.
Let's check
Elden Ring or Ashes of Creation. Like it had like the dynamic weapon creation.
I'm not sure yet. Hold on. Let's see. That's not listed as a key feature, but that doesn't really mean a whole lot. Let's be fair. Let's see. Nope. Experimenting with a wide variety of weapons, magical abilities, skills found throughout the world, change into battle, charge, pick up. I haven't played it yet, so no idea. But that's definitely one that we'll probably pick up and review.
Yes. It was either that or Ashes of Creation. I think it might have
I feel
been
like I need to give it a 1 to balance it out.
I think it might have been Ashes of Creation, but I mean,
because
that is the one thing that I've been waiting on is like just like when New World, you mix your things together with food wise, and it does certain things or whatever.
Well, they took that Breath of the Wild food concept and really kind of like expanded on it.
But with what they did with or doing with the weapons and Ashes is the same concept. So you can adjust the length of your pommel. You can adjust your thing. I literally make a unique weapon.
Yeah. Which is cool. And then something that, MMOs have been lacking for the most part. It's like, sure, you can create the weapon. That's always been a thing. You can always craft your weapons.
Right. But they all look the same.
But being able to customize while you're crafting is pretty cool. And a lot of players would definitely flock to something like that. Like, it's not that big of a deal to me because I'll stab you with whatever's handy.
Right. But it's just the idea of being able to do a two-handed short sword.
Yeah, sure. I'm just going to take your word for it. I'm sure someone will make it work. I'm sure there's some type of skill for it. I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there that think their short sword's two-handed. There you go. Terrible gaming joke.
So CJ just picked it up.
Awesome. CJ, I'll tell you what, buddy. I don't feel like typing anything.
Says the short guy.
Yeah, if you pick it up and you want to definitely give us a kind of an inside track while I'm doing my review, or if you want to write the review, actually, tell you what, CJ, you go ahead and write the review and you can submit it to us. How do you like that? You can be published. And you're like, yeah, we'll do that. Do it, or I'll put my name on it. I don't care. But the thing, so Elden Ring publisher Bandai Namco has actually issued a statement acknowledging the various performances from gaming.net. Less than 24 hours, there's a blog on his website explaining the next steps in resolving the Elden Ring issues. We are currently experiencing some issues from them that are preventing the game from playing properly under some conditions. We apologize for any inconvenience. We ask for your patience. Standard gaming stuff. We will be constantly working to improve. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, basically that breaks down
Here we go.
This was bigger than we anticipated.
For the PC version, update your graphics card drivers to the latest version, and that will significantly improve your performance. That sounds like busy work. Game data will be saved correctly if you quit the game by opening the system menu using the option button and then selecting quit game. So apparently can't just exit and expect it to save. That'll be fun for a lot of people who are just like, yeah, I'm just gonna I'll pick this up a little bit. That would be frustrating. What did he say? I can't see it.
He'll review it.
He'll review it. Perfect. That'd be awesome. Have a CJ Sanford. Man, what should we call CJ? Badger reviews. Perfect. Got it. Honey Badger reviews. That's what it is. Honey Badger. Yep.
Because he don't give a fuck.
Not at all. And that's what's gonna be great about it. Can't wait. All right. So yeah. So Bandai Namco obviously is perfectly aware of the issues that are plaguing the game at the moment, and issued a pretty benign general statement.
Yeah, like I said, literally anybody who's Shelly said asshole. Sorry, I was reading comments from the thing.
Love you, Shelly.
Like I said, everybody who's watched the release of an MMO or anything where you had online stuff, there's always going to be a problem. And the old school guys don't even pick it up or don't even try to log in until like the night of.
Right. They don't log in right away.
Give it 5 hours.
Of course. Hey, look at that. Don Becker from Rutledge Productions joined the chat as well. So welcome to you, Senor Don. We welcome, obviously, his breadth of experience in the chat room. Don was actually, this is a fun fact for Don, for not many people who may know. Don was there when the very first video game was created. He was actually in the room.
And what's sad is he probably wasn't in the room, but he was definitely around.
He
when
was
the ver-
definitely around when the first video game was created. Anyways, so how's everybody doing? Speaking of terrible, absolutely unconscionable Russian accents, I would. Oh, he deleted his comment. I think he said something about that being nice.
No, he went.
Speaking of terrible Russian accents, by the way, obviously all of our thoughts are with the people of Ukraine right now. We wish them nothing but peace and tranquility. But yeah, it really kind of sucks too, because there's some Ukrainian game developers that we're going to be putting out some cool games, and obviously Russian interference has put a stop to that. So I believe I speak for everybody when I say read between the lines. There we go. Anyways,
For our British friends.
For our British friends, yeah. Anyways, so talked about Elden Ring. Where were we at? Elden Ring. Come on, help me out.
Well, since we're on the communist side of things.
Oh yeah, there we go. Thank you. I knew there was a segue into that. I was like, I know I'm getting there. Okay, yeah. So speaking of communism and gaming, we actually have some funny news from. And this probably won't be surprising to a lot of people. In fairness, I'm going to turn myself down just a scotch. There we go. So this probably won't be surprising to a lot of our longtime listeners, but obviously censorship is something that we are not big fans of in any way.
Correct.
Pretty much regardless of the message, we're pretty open proponents of say whatever the heck you want.
Right. I don't have to listen to it.
Right. I can go click and turn it off. So if you don't like what we have to say, you can do that as well. But I highly encourage you to keep us active anyway and just put us in the background. You can put us on mute. It's not that big of a deal. Please, we need the views. So Chinese players in Blizzard have now the opportunity to earn rewards for reporting on bad behavior. This comes to us from Game Rant.
Like I said, Mike, does it state what kind of bad behavior?
It does not. It just says reporting bad behavior.
Because, like I said, if somebody's botting and is tearing down the whatever, reporting that is okay. Reporting your neighbor because they play, they play, and you don't like the way they look at you.
I don't think it matters. Like, can we just be honest for a second? Like, if they can formulate some kind of case against you, I mean, there's things I've done in 76. I'll just be honest. There's things I've done in 76 that I probably should have never done. Like going out of bounds. That is specifically against the user agreement. So if I've ever gone out of bounds and they can pull my game footage for whatever reason, and let's be honest, we already know that they can pull your gaming footage. If you do that, there you go. You participated in what's called bad behavior according to the user agreement. So therefore, you have earned a bannable offense.
Right.
So it's not really going to matter.
And bad behavior in WoW tends to be
botting. What over level or the quick level, the glitch that you can basically get to like level 50 in a super fast hurry.
Well, they fixed a lot of that stuff. But like I said, like the botting issue is one that rubs a lot of people the wrong way, because if you have the right computer set up, you can literally walk in there with 5 to 10 bots that all follow you, do the exact same thing you do, and you can go through and mine and farm an entire area and wipe everything out. And those people who are there trying to actually level and do the quests and whatnot, and you're just moonkinning the crap out of everything,
which is fine. Like, and I totally get that, but there's already a system of reporting to do that. Incentivizing it is a terrible idea. And that's where my issue comes from. Reporting, fine. I get it. People do bad stuff. You don't like it, say something.
Now if it's getting into the thing of they said something I don't like, I mean, one, that's just Baron's chat in any server on WoW.
Right.
But that's not cool. I mean,
well, listen, this just goes to the Golden Dumpster Fire Award. This just fits right in.
Right. I mean, if you're a gold spammer, if you're a botter, you don't need to be on the thing.
Well, here's according to Game Rant exactly what's happening. So NetEase, which is Blizzard's publisher in China, which we already know is Chinese operated. Okay, we understand that it's not fully Blizzard, but Blizzard, these are the terms of doing business in China, right?
You have to have the office, the party's office.
The party officer, and has to be a part of the board. So they have now a rewards program which allows players to accumulate points to spend on digital rewards for its games. Recently unveiled a new way players could earn those points, reporting illicit behavior in World of Warcraft, Overwatch, and other Blizzard titles. Last year, NetEase released its rewards program, which gave players 1 point for every yuan, or approximately 16 cents, spent on Blizzard games and products. With this new system, players can also receive points if they report a player for illicit activity such as botting, there you go, hacking, or toxic behavior.
Well, see, that's the part that gets a little...
Provided the report leads to any account action. So, be careful what you say on those. Not that this video is ever going to make its way to China, but...
Yeah, no, I think there's an embargo on our station.
Oh, I guarantee it. We've said some pretty radical stuff about China. World of Warcraft, each Chinese Blizzard account will have a badge associated with how many successful reports of illegal accounts that player makes, which means it's a badge of honor. You get to show your friends, look at all the tattletaling I've done. Woo! At certain milestones, those badges will upgrade into new designs and styles so other players can see. These upgrades will come with a bounty of NetEaseBattle.net points, which can be exchanged for exclusive rewards. The rewards rotate regularly, but often include Hearthstone card packs, Heroes of the Storm skins, and exclusive cosmetics only available through the World of Warcraft trading card game, like the big Battle Bearer Dark Portal Hearthstone toy. And that's all the information there is on it. It is exclusive to NetEaseBattle.net in China. I'm sorry. NetEase also rolled out a new account freeze option alongside the recent update. The feature allows players to freeze or unfreeze their accounts when it is at risk or taking a hiatus from playing games and wish for an extra layer of security.
That I agree with.
Yeah, that was actually kind of nice.
That
hey, good job, NetEase.
I don't know how many times.
Terrible on the other stuff.
Like I have popped off. It's like, okay, I'm not going to play this for a while. I've stopped my thing, and then come back and find that I've been completely stripped and stuff has been deleted.
Oh, according to gamers, the idea of an incentive to report illicit behavior and create a better community is one that many players think will have a positive impact on toxic communities of games like World of Warcraft, because nothing says reporting or nothing says conditioning of behavior and changing the world like getting someone's World of Warcraft account banned. God, well, you guys nailed it.
You get
World
one
peace achieved. World peace achieved.
You get one person in a guild to be reported, and like something starts to happen. Every person in that guild is going to find out who did the reporting and report them into oblivion.
Yep. And can we just be honest for a second? This is honest to God, just a social credit system.
No,
that's what it is. It's how many brownie points do you get for turning in your neighbor?
Mm-hmm. Right. And it kind of goes back to the thing, toxic behavior when you're talking about new Elden Ring, like coming across and having bad issues with toxic behavior or whatever in that's literally everybody. You're gonna have you can't get away from it in Call of Duty, you can't get away from it in WoW, you can't get it away from, you have the people who take things too seriously and say things and do things, and then you have people who, like on Call of Duty, where they get shot and you get the kill voiceover thing, or like whatever, and they do or whatever, just something to get like a hot mic moment on somebody's stream,
which is I'm gonna let people know from a parental point of view. I don't care how much you ban bullying, how much you try to change the culture, what you tell them they can and can't say, they're going to get around their friends. They're going to say stupid stuff because they're kids, and that's just what they're going to do. Adults, fine. We can change and modify our behavior to suit the moment. That's perfectly acceptable. We can do that. That's not a problem. Kids are the meanest creatures on God's creation. They are mean. They do not care. They will say the most outlet to each other, especially dudes. We will say the most ridiculous stuff to each other because just anthropologically speaking, that's literally how we show love and affection to one another. Is it right? I'm not justifying it. Is it wrong? I'm not going to say. But you have a society and a cultural acceptance, and to try to radically modify that is probably foolish on its face. just to start there. So to try and incentivize tattletaling
Right.
on a gaming server is literally going to do nothing but shrink the player base, create an insular echo chamber of like-minded people who are just going to sit around in a circle and sing kumbaya to each other, and literally that's what it's going to be. Good for them. Good
Well, no,
job.
because that normally devolves into, oh, that person over there is doing something
That I don't like, right? They're just going to eat each other. It's literally it's going to be a swallow the server type moment where it's because it'll never stop. Those players are going to want those badges, and that's what it's a collectible.
Well, I mean, right now I think the most
I mean, it's China.
most
It's
people-
unlikely to
yeah.
come make its way over here. It's very unlikely to
Right.
happen here. People would lose
well, I mean,
their minds.
they do have the probably the largest player base right now.
China?
Yeah.
Do they? I
Well,
thought they
well,
had
for
restricted
WoW.
servers.
For WoW.
Yeah, I thought they had like severely restricted server access.
Well, I don't know. They're down to like 1 million people here, so I mean, it's worldwide anyway.
Well, good for Blizzard. Good for them. Good for them. Yeah.
Down, they're down to like a fraction of what they had at their peak.
I'm not going to spend a lot of time preaching on that because I don't want this show to be about preachiness and being silly. But if you are incentivized to tattle on your neighbor,
well, we saw that in California. You were incentivized to tattle on your neighbor. Like
they do it all the time. It's a thing that happens, and it's absolutely stupid. And people end up losing their livelihoods. They lose their jobs, and for what? For what? Because you want to feel better because you think you made the world better. No, you didn't. All you did was just make a person resent you. That's literally all you did. So I don't believe in tattle. If you got something to say, bring it to my face. Tell me. I had a coworker recently literally just did something I didn't like, I didn't appreciate, and it literally cost me money. And I walked up to them in the back and I said, "Hey, this is the situation. Don't do that. Like, that's not cool." They didn't understand what the big deal was. So I explained the big deal. This is why. We had a great conversation. Literally took us about 5 minutes, resolved the issue, done. Now, if I had been a little tattletale punk and walked up to management, he could have gotten in trouble. Could have got a write-up. All kinds of stuff could have happened. But why? Why would I do that? It's stupid. Right. And granted, it's not my job to correct his behavior. But at the same time, if I can avoid them, now he knows, and he knows I'm not going to tolerate. And if he does it again, sure, okay, cool. I'll utilize the systems that have been created for me to utilize. But there was no purpose to do that. I didn't need to get him in trouble for that. That's silly.
Well, I mean, that's the way things are anymore. Like, I'm going to get you in trouble.
Right. And it's the incentivizing market. Like, competitively speaking, if he's not there anymore, I could potentially make more money. Right. But that just comes down to like a moralistic, like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to cost him his job. That's silly. But I understand that I guess maybe I'm different than other people, where other people might be like, no, screw that guy. He deserves to get fired. No, he doesn't. But I guess if that's all you care about, but pretend you don't.
It all depends.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not saying that I haven't done some shameful things for money.
Well, it all depends on what they did to me.
Speaking of shameful things for money, let's get to our advertisers. These are perfect segues, folks. We don't write these. They write themselves. We would like to actually talk to you guys about one of our advertisers today. That is actually horrorpress.com. Horrorpress.com is a awesome creation in which fans of horror movies, horror comics, anything and everything having to do with horror culture, and that's horror, HORROR, not the other one that some of you basement dwelling nerds might be thinking about. That is horrorpress.com. You guys can check them out, where you can actually engage in conversations with like-minded people who enjoy the same things that you do. And you're going to get the benefit of, if somebody's in that particular environment, they will at least have some knowledge of the things they're speaking of. Not guaranteed, but more likely than if you just dropped a Facebook post on somebody's thread about the new Halloween movie, in which they were like, I don't understand why Michael Myers did this. And then you try to explain it to them, and then they call you a race baiting Nazi. So, I mean, if you would like to avoid things like that, probably you should probably go to horrorpress.com, where you can engage with those folks. So make sure you do check them out. They were gracious enough to sponsor the show. We really do appreciate that. Horrorpress.com. And make sure that you check out the blog devoted specifically to one of the greatest movies ever made, the award-winning movie Black Book, starring myself, the greatest actor of all time in the history of cinema, just undiscovered. That's all the problem is. Once Hollywood sits a load of me, they're never, ever going to let me go. Not that I really want to work in Hollywood, to be fair, but that doesn't matter. I didn't say that. Don't add that to my reel, please. But directed and written mostly by Mr. Topher Chambers himself, sitting right across from me there. Not that you guys can see that he's actually on this side. He's over there, right there. That's that guy. He's an award-winning director. I get to say that. That's pretty cool. But you guys should check out the blog devoted specifically to the Black Book, and make sure that you go to blackbookmovie.com. I just said blackbook.com. Blackbookmovie.com. No, it is just blackbook.com. No, blackbookmovie.com. Yeah, dang it. Quit correcting me. Make sure you guys go to blackbookmovie.com, where you can get your own copy of the Black Book on Blu-ray or DVD if you don't happen to have a Blu-ray player, or you can get your copy of the book written by Mr. Topher Chambers, Stuart Wallen, Joe Herbert, Angelica Hill, and of course, narrated by myself for the Audible, so you guys can get your copy of that as well. And on top of that, while you're there, make sure to check out Rutledge Productions, who was so gracious enough to produce said movie. Thanks, Don. Wait, hold on. Thanks, Don. We really appreciate it. Anyways, blackbookmovie.com to get all your Black Book fixation. That's it. That's all I got, man. We're back into the show now. We can actually talk about stuff. What do you got for me?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
What? Okay, fine. I guess we're going to talk about Call of Duty Vanguard. Anyway, what comes as absolutely zero surprise to anybody whatsoever, Call of Duty Vanguard is actually restricting the use of marksman's rifles with their Season 2 Battle Pass, for their ranked play. So the marksman rifle, which has pretty much long been a staple of being banned from MLG tournaments, things like that, the ranked play, competitive ranked play, will not have the marksman rifle included. But more surprising, a lot of players have actually been calling for the ban of the intuition perk. Intuition perk is specifically being utilized as a kind of a visual cue when an enemy is nearby. So if you're coming around a corner or something like that, the screen will pulse a little bit, letting you know that an enemy is near, so you can switch to a loadout where if you might have been running around with a lighter weapon, you might be able to pull out the shotgun all of a sudden. So that way someone comes around that corner in a close space, you can blow them away, right? So that has been banned. You're not allowed to use that in ranked play, which I can see.
So I'm never going to play ranked play, so
yeah. I mean, a lot of players don't even do ranked play. They don't care. But for those MLG gamers who are like, oh, it's a cheaty thing. I've always said this. If it's in the game, it's not a cheat.
Right.
If I'm noob tubing you and you're losing to me noob tubing you, get good, scrub.
Yeah, but we also are back in the day for when you're like no odd job.
Right. And I feel that too. Like that's part of my soul that's like no odd job. But now, in fairness, odd job had a different hitbox. It actually made a difference that you couldn't use odd job. That right. Made it because you were tall enough to hit the players, sort of, but they would chop over the top of you, right? So no odd job, choppers only, right? Slaps only. Or is it called only slappers? That's what it's called. Only slappers. That's what you could use. So, Call of Duty players that were cut on that particular cloth, that's probably where a lot of those complaints are coming from. Now that I'm putting those pieces together that you've so graciously thrown out to me, the puzzle is now complete. It makes more sense.
Yes.
But no, I'm still of the variety where if I use odd job and you can't beat me, that's not my problem. You can also use odd job. No one said you couldn't.
So then you got like 55 odd jobs.
Oh well, not my problem. Just saying. If I'm beating you with a grenade launcher, put on flak jacket.
You know what's funny is I got that for Christmas and I've yet to actually play it.
What, a flak jacket?
No, Vanguard.
Vanguard. I've played it a couple of times. I got to play it a little bit in my very first time. It's much like with CJ. He can attest to this. When I played PUBG, it's the open world type environment where it's what is the actual the words for that? It's arena style, but it's got a specific name, and I don't remember.
Battle Royale.
Thank you. So it's a battle royale style, and you have your team which
well,
is fine.
that's the Warzone aspect of it, right?
Yeah.
Is it,
And that's what
so
I played.
I played Warzone.
Yeah,
for
Warzone's
like a
fun.
hot minute.
And that's actually what I ended up playing was the Warzone mode of Vanguard. So I got to play that a little bit, and it was I actually did really well by accident. I didn't realize that people were not on my team when I first landed. I literally landed with my parachute. I dropped right behind somebody, and I was following them around and picking stuff up. And the guy that was watching me play, he goes, "Why aren't you shooting her?" I was like, "What?" He goes, "The girl that you've been following for like the last 5 minutes. Why haven't you shot her?" I was like, "Because she's on my team." And he goes, "No, she's not." I was like, "What?" No. So I shot her a couple times. I was like, "Yeah, see, she didn't die." Literally right in the back of the head twice, and she didn't die. And I was like, "See, she's on my team." She turned around and just wasted me, and I was like, "Huh? Oh, okay." He's like, "Dude, you're an idiot." And I was like, "I don't know. I don't know things." It was pretty fun. I got embarrassed because I could have just walked up and like executed her 5 times and just didn't. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Well, what was killed me is that she didn't realize you were right
Yep.
behind her. And...
Oh, for several minutes. For several minutes, I was just following her. She had no idea. She's on a roof. She's like crouching down, and I'm like, "Oh, what are we crouching from? Like, what are we hiding from?"
You,
she's probably hiding from me.
Well, no, like one of the things that I seen. Speaking of like what you can do in that game was if you're in group or whatever, if you're in the and you shoot somebody, you actually get a glimpse of where their group members are. Like you take one down, you see the others of their group ping on your map for a second.
Huh. I didn't notice that either. If
Yeah.
that was a thing, I didn't notice it.
Because you take one, I was watching videos where a guy took down one guy, and then all of a sudden you see that pop up.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Like a ping, and he's like, "Okay, well that puts him over here." Boom! Right. I take him out. That puts me over that guy. Okay, the guy moved over here. Pop! Take him out. Okay, the other guy moved over here. He literally walked through the entire team by himself.
It's pretty impressive.
Just by showing.
By the time it was all said and done, I was on the. I think it was like the 8th or 9th person left. So I mean, I did pretty well. Once I figured out what I was doing, I did pretty good, and I had 4 kills. I had 4 kills and 1 assist. So I was doing pretty good.
See, like I don't ever really do that good with Warzone. PUBG, I'm top 5 every time.
PUBG has never been difficult for me. I've never understood why it's hard.
The only time that I've ever not like went one, or at least came in second, was being caught out
in the storm.
Well, no, just like the long treks between buildings and whatnot, like being caught out in the.
Yeah.
But I've caught many people just like crouched out in the thing, and as they walk by, pop.
I literally killed a sniper in the bush with a pistol, and it was a long shot too. And I laid down and I kept seeing sniper fire, and I was like, it's like, look like there's a dude in that bush. And the guy was watching me, he's like, I think there's a dude in that bush. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna shoot the bush. Boop, 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 boop. Dead. I was like, huh. He's like, no, keep shooting. I was like, why? He goes, because they still, they're not dead yet. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you just knocked them down. They're not
right. They're not dead. And I was like, oh, all right, that works. It was actually pretty fun. I had a pretty enjoyable experience with that. I've actually rediscovered Nintendo Direct for the Switch, and I've been playing a lot of the old SNES games and playing the old retro stuff. So right now I'm playing Breath of Fire. So my son was like, because I told him, I was like, yes, I'm playing Breath of Fire right now. And he goes, is that like the sequel to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild? I was like, no, son. It predates Breath of the Wild by like 20 years. He's like, oh, so it's one of the old games. I was like, yeah. And he goes, well, that makes sense because you're old. I was like, oh, somebody wrote the intro to the show.
So no, the speaking of that, there is a way for you to, since you are making a lot of money now, to put yourself together a Raspberry Pi, Retro Pi.
Is that right?
Video game console, and have all of the old games that you could want
at my disposal with the controller, right? Yeah. Which is the main thing that's missing from my Switch, because I got the Switch Lite. So,
well, it's not on the Switch. You just put it on the thing, and
No, I get it. I understand completely what you're trying to goad me into. I 100% know what you're doing right now,
Yeah.
and I will not abide.
I totally will help you put it together.
You just wanted somebody to buy you another raspberry. But no, it's your Raspberry Pi, but I mean, I built it. I will say, though, playing with the Raspberry Pi that you built is actually pretty cool. Watching those videos, the assembly videos and all that stuff that you did was awesome. I had a great time. So we've come to the point where we need to talk about one of our other sponsors. And that's Mr. Psychic Guy. Mr. Psychic Guy would be more than happy to give you guys a lovely reading. He will use the energies of the universe to be able to figure out what exactly it is that you're doing right and wrong, and maybe help to guide you along the path. Those particular that particular guidance is available for you at Mr. Psychic Guy 007 at gmail.com, or you can find him on Facebook under Mr. Psychic Guy 007. And yes, I am saying 007 on purpose because that's exactly how I read it in my head, and that's exactly how I'm going to read it. I'm assuming that he probably felt the same way. So Mr. Psychic Guy 007 on Facebook, you guys can check him out. If you have anything that you would like to change in your life, give Mr. Psychic Guy a try, and you never know. He'll do a 1-hour phone call with you, $40 reading for 1 hour. I don't think that's too terrible of a price to pay for what could potentially be a change in your life. So make sure you check him out as soon as you get the opportunity to. That's Mr. Psychic Guy 007 on Facebook, or Mr. Psychic Guy 007 at gmail.com. And let him know that the guys from GPR sent you there. Okay. Head nods. And you know what? He was so good, he knew we were going to do this on the show.
Right. And he knew you weren't going to flub this one.
I didn't. Ish. Bet you didn't see that one coming. All right. So I think that's it. No, we have one more sponsor, but this one's yours. It's all yours. You do it. I'm doing this.
This is a new this is our new sponsor that literally came in this morning. You look like the guy from He-Man.
Oh, I look like the guy from Star Trek.
No, but newsloopradio.com is all of the news that you want to hear right up front. Like, you literally, it's today's news headlines, all of that stuff on a loop. You can go in and listen to it anytime you want to, be caught up on all the stuff. They do update with breaking news. They do add all of that, the breaking news into the thing. But for the most part, you can pop in in the morning with your coffee, listen to the news headlines for that time. Go to work, do whatever, come back, for lunch, listen, see if anything's happened. Spend 5-10 minutes listening to the stuff. You don't have to be stuck watching cable news or waiting for cable news or the broadcast news to be there. And I found that when they contacted me, I was like, yeah, all right. But they actually don't lean any direction. So they are just the news, only the news. And that was one of their advertising sticking points. Was like there is no bias. They just tell you
what the news is.
Tell you what the news is. So I was like, all right, I'll take your money.
I mean, it works. I checked them out. I looked at it and was like, yeah, this is the news. I mean, it's reporting from various sources that it's just kind of gathered together in one place, and that actually works out. So newsloop.com, go check them out if you want your news fix. Newsloopradio.com. My apologies. Speaking of radio, make sure you guys go to geekpublicradio.com and click that little listen live 365 button, and you can get access to our awesome radio station. And on top of that, make sure you go to the mix.radio.
.online.
I always get that wrong.
I tried to get it.
The mix, MIXX .radio. Online. That I just got wrong again. The mix .online. There we go. The MIXX.online, and you guys can check out all kinds of new and awesome music that we have didn't really find a place for on geekpublicradio.com.
This is all the hip hop.
Yeah, all the hip hop stuff, all of
R&B.
the R&B, the new music. We have things that kind of defy cultural and genre norms. They slip right into that radio station. It is online. It is going right now. You guys can make sure you check that out. So the mix.online for all of your new music and hip hop R&B needs. So make sure you guys go there. I got one more story, and I think that's it, right? Are we almost done? I think we're almost done. God dang, dude, time's kind of gone quickly on this one. I don't like this. I don't like it. It's probably gone a lot faster for everybody else who was like, oh, those guys talking again. I'm clicking off of here. But for everybody who might still be in the room, and we do appreciate you guys being present, there is a little bit of a teaser coming in from Mr. Ed Boon in regards to a new Mortal Kombat game. So for all you fighting game fans out there, he has teased that the development team is currently working with Dice Studios and, of course, Warner Brothers to bring you guys Mortal Kombat. I'm assuming it's going to be 12 and won't be X2 like Final Fantasy decided to do because they're dumb.
107.
Mortal Kombat 107. So Mortal Kombat 12 is in development. At least that's what's been teased. They are working on a new studio title. Did not say it would be an original studio title, just that it's a new studio title, which would indicate that from that particular studio, it's probably going to be a Mortal Kombat 12 game. Let's just cut the BS, Mr. Boone. We know that you're developing a new Mortal Kombat game. So does the rest of the world. Okay, you're not fooling anybody. Nobody thinks that you're going to come out with Sub-Zero Legends. Okay,
Immortal Kombat.
In Mortal Kombat.
Immortal Kombat. Yeah,
right. But that would defeat the entire
gods.
Oh, okay. So Mortal Kombat. Because I've never seen anybody be able to recover from getting their head ripped off, and then the very next fight, they're back fighting again. That's so Mortal Kombat then.
Mortal Wombat.
I think that would be an incredible ripoff, and we should do
it. A little wombat with the bandana.
Yep. I've always enjoyed the Mortal Kombat franchise personally. So I'm looking forward to it.
A shirtless wombat with the red bandana.
Red bandana on. But instead of a bicycle kick, he's got Burrow.
Yeah.
And then you just never see him again. That's the end of the game. No, that's just the end of the game. That's just it. He's just like, you have to find out the button combination. Like, you get your butt kicked until you find out the button combination for Burrow. And then the fight just times out and you win automatically. Because they die of old age. They die of impatience. That's his finishing move.
Curiosity.
Or his, the Burrow could be like, up, not down. I guess that would be a horrific fatality to add to that.
Boom.
Yep. Just like burrows under your feet, knocks you down, and then he just
keeps going up.
Yeah, just disappears. And
woo, right down Main Street.
Yep, done. Mortal Wombat. If there were any viewers left, man, they're gone now.
All right, so we've had a good show. We've talked about a lot of stuff. It's actually went pretty quickly.
It burnt pretty fast.
Yeah, we're about 50 minutes in, or almost 50.
Yeah, that's pretty decent.
48 minutes or so.
A little shorter than usual. So it's
a little bit.
Felt maybe okay. Maybe I thought we were going a little bit longer than I anticipated. But yeah, make sure you guys click the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the belly button. We are always looking for new subscribers to both the YouTube channel, our Twitch channel. You guys can find all of our social medias all around this little circle here. Make sure that you check us out on Twitter at Free Geek Radio. Make sure you check us out at Geek Public Radio on YouTube. Obviously, you guys are probably watching it here, but if you're not, make sure you go to YouTube, check us out. Make sure you click the like button, all that good stuff. And then, of course, on Instagram and on Facebook at Geek Public Radio, you can find us there. If you would like to interact with us in a more personable way, obviously go to geekpublicradio.com. Consider becoming a subscriber there. We do have all kinds of access to the backstage stuff. I know I've already mentioned it before, but I want to mention it again one more time. So you guys don't forget geekpublicradio.com. That is how all of this is brought together. All the cool studio equipment, things that we get. It is from people like you who go on and become members, who do subscribe to the channel. All of you guys who go to fiverr.com. If you would like to advertise with us, you guys can check us out there on Geek Public Radio. We will be more than happy to advertise whatever it is that you would like us to advertise within reason, of course.
Yes, we do have rules like no politics, no sexual.
Right. No, anyway, we're not going to tell people about your OnlyFans. Only our OnlyFans is allowed on this show. That's it. I mean, only friends. Only friends. Only friends.
Only friends.
Don't ban me, YouTube. I'm sorry. No, I'm just kidding.
And
okay,
we were on end this note. Listen to China, obey. We will.
Wrong side. Wait, wrong side. Oh, wait a minute, guys. That was a great reveal. I'm so like, I moved out of the way and expected the sign, and it wasn't there. And then I put it back. Obey.
But we will be talking to you again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, same bat location. All that and a bag of chips. And we are done.
I've been Crazy Chris.
I'm Topher.
Peace.